Agents in the foothills. We got this from a viewer of agents, this viewer says, detaining somebody in a parking lot on Highway 321 in Lenoir. Our Dave Faraday is live in Catawba County. In days, some of the business there believe that Border Patrol could be heading up there in force next.
Well, I've already gotten several reported sightings, Scott, along Highway 70 here in the Hickory area just 24 hours after sheriff deputies told us that they possibly could be coming to Catawba County, but not before going to Lenoir first. U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents were first seen in the parking lot of Walmart in Lenoir. Then agents took 4 people into custody at the American Motel on Wilkesboro Boulevard. This woman who was in the parking lot asked us not to show her face. She says those workers had been picking up trash along Highway 321.
I was just mind blown because we always see things like this happen on the internet and on the news, but we never really thought that it was going to come to our community.
Workers at the Google construction site in Lenoir say CBP agents also showed up there. An hour later, a viewer shared these photos from a Taco Bell that is being remodeled along Highway 321 in Hickory, but we do not know if any workers were arrested there. In Northeast Hickory, more than half of the workers at this construction project failed to show up for work this morning. The ones who did asked to stay anonymous.
I guess it's scared. They're scared because all the situation is around here, so that's why they want to stay home.
In Newton, several businesses are closed over concerns about Border Patrol coming to Catawba County. This food store reopened this morning, but many of their customers stayed away.
Some of them are not going out, and then of course those that have kids that are able to go out or are doing the grocery shopping for them.
John Grindle is a veteran and was disappointed that many of the Hispanic businesses now have these signs on their doors.
I hear the parking lot, I'm like, really? This stuff is going on that has them so afraid they have to put a sign on their door. They shouldn't have to do that.
And I did reach out to the commander of Border Patrol this afternoon, trying to find out more about those arrests in Lenoir and whether or not he wanted to do an interview with Channel 9. So far, I have not.
Tonight is on the Border Patrol's enforcement efforts that has spread from Charlotte to the Raleigh-Durham area. We'll hear the back and forth between North Carolina Governor Josh Stein and the leader of the team running the immigration operation. We'll also show you the protests taking place in the state's capital tonight over the Border Patrol's actions in North Carolina. But we begin with video showing people running into and out of a Northwest Charlotte laundromat when agents arrive to make arrests. The owner is sharing that video with us tonight and talking about the impact on his business and others. Queen City News reporter David Schuman joins us live at the shopping center on North Tryon Street. David, how are business owners supporting the immigrant community during these enforcement sweeps?
Well, Brian, you look around here and nearly every storefront is in Spanish. This is where Border Patrol agents showed up Sunday and ran after a man right up to this door here.
Whenever anyone comes in, employees at North Tryon Laundromat lock the door behind them. David Rebolloso decided to start doing that after a man being chased by Border Patrol sprinted through his door Sunday. The security camera shows the agent turn away, but inside...
He ran in running and yelling, and all the customers that were inside, they got all agitated and they ran right behind him.
After a bit of a bottleneck at the back door, they streak across the parking lot and into a wooded area.
A lot of my clients who are majority immigrants, you know, they're very nervous and scared. Now my laundromat is practically empty, so I have no customers and I have no business.
As a U.S. citizen and Air Force veteran, Rebolloso felt safe to stay open. He says no other Hispanic-owned businesses in the shopping center did the same Monday. But Tuesday, the supermarket a couple doors down was locking its door too, and a manager delivered groceries to customers unwilling to leave home.
But you would do this as long as necessary, right?
Yeah, because it's my people.
Rebolloso is also doing free laundry pickups and drop-offs for his regulars.
I mean, I'm there to help my people, to protect my customers.
Multiple businesses in the shopping center have signs up that say ICE and Border Patrol not welcome inside. To go in.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rachaha, Kodash. Double honors to the head apostle and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And as you see, these ICE Border Patrol agents are moving swiftly through the various different cities and counties of Babylon the Great. And the latest deployment of these Border Patrol agents is out in North Carolina. And these agents are moving county to county, arresting primarily you so-called Latinos, you Hispanics. And you hear Jake speaking about the various different problems that they're dealing with concerning their communities, their businesses, their jobs, and the fear that they have to just step outside of their dwelling place. Just like you saw in this video clip, when those particular men ran up in that business, everybody started running with them because of ICE, because of these Border Patrol agents. And some of those individuals very well, most likely, had proper documentation, had evidence that they were an American citizen and that they were not illegal, so to speak, right? But they picked up and ran anyway. And why would they do that? It's because of the various different reports, accounts, what they're hearing that's circling around these ICE Border Patrol agents. The mishandling of Jake. Reports of women getting mishandled, and Jake, that has proper documentation, that is a so-called American citizen, right, still being detained, still being thrown in the back of a 2007 Chrysler minivan. Reports of people that have been reportedly deported, but never appearing at the land or the particular place where they were deported to. Fear of getting thrown in concentration camps, these various different Alcatraz and detainment facilities where the mistreatment of Jake is taking place. And it's not just Northern Kingdom that is being rounded up. You Southern Kingdom are being rounded up as well. All right. And soon it's going to be an all-out war against the tribes. And we're seeing the beginning stages of that. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 30. Yeah, just like you see right here. Northern Kingdom, they ran in the store, said ICE, 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 Border Patrol agent. Everybody picked up and ran. They said, oh shit, let's go. We out. And I find it hard to believe that every single one of these individuals would be so-called illegal. Jake is in fear of their life for what is going on in the communities that they dwell, and it is not being reported what is actually going on with these Border Patrol agents, which a lot of these Border Patrol agents are just people who signed up to be the ICE bounty hunter Border Patrol agent, and they have a great hatred for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay? And a lot of things are happening behind closed doors that I'm not going to go too far into concerning these deep deportation raids and orders that are going out by Nero 47. This is Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And we've been warning you Israelites of this very time that we're entered into concerning trouble for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We told you this day was going to come. We told you this time was going to come. We told you who your enemy was, and he has no love for you. He has perpetual hatred for the tribes, and that he's going to come down hard upon the tribes with great wrath. And this is ultimately the wrath of who? This is the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It says, alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who shall be saved out of it? The elect of the nation of Israel. Let's go to Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devils come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. You know, these businesses are shutting down. Businesses are scared to open. People are scared to go to work. People are scared to come out of the house. You heard this individual that is about to show on the screen. He said he's helping his people out. He's going around doing their laundry, picking up food for them, taking orders of what they need, because primarily Northern Kingdom are scared to come out of the house. All right, you so-called Latinos, y'all are scared to come out of the house. Y'all are scared to go to a restaurant. You're scared to drive your car, get gas, and rightfully so, because these agents are spreading to a county near you. They're setting up blockades. They're standing with masks and sunglasses so you can't see their face. And that's an indicator right there, a heavy indicator, that these particular agents can legally walk around not showing their face. You also have people portraying to be Border Patrol agents. How easy it is to portray to be a Border Patrol agent, right? All you need is a little bit of a vest, some khaki pants, some brown boots, a ski mask, some black dark shades, and a hat, and you're a Border Patrol agent. These Border Patrol agents aren't required to give you any type of credentials proving who they are. They say we're ICE, we're Border Patrol. Put your hands behind you. Let me see your ID. Let me see your credentials. Put your hands behind your back. There's no Miranda rights being read. You're just being thrown in the back of a bus, of a van, all right, of a Chrysler 300, never to be seen again. And who knows what's happening to these individuals, whether they make it to these deportation camp facilities or deported or whatever the case may be. Let's read that in the NLT, Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who live in the heavens rejoice. But terror will come on the earth and the sea, for the devils come down to you in great anger, knowing that he has little time. And ultimately, this is the anger of Yahweh Shem Yahushai upon you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? That sinful nation, right? That rebellious house. And he's using his sword to come against the tribes. And it's going to get a lot worse. It's going to get a lot worse. Let's go to Isaiah 10. Let's start from the top. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. This is an unrighteous decree right here. Here it is. They open the doors, the floodgates to America to allow you in with open arms. And it was all for their agenda, which we told you, you Israelites, that there's an agenda behind this great influx of people coming from various different lands. And now we're seeing that. And it was ultimately to push what we're seeing concerning these so-called illegal migrant agenda, the Border Patrol, ICE, etc. It says, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And what will ye do in the day of visitation, and in the desolation which shall come from far? To whom will ye flee for help? And where will ye leave your glory? Without me they shall bow down under the prisoners, and they shall fall under the slain. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. So this staff in the hand of Esau Edom is the indignation of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. These laws, these decrees, this grievances that has been written. All right. These various different troops being dispersed in these different cities and counties, setting up where you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans dwell. And it's funny how, they push immigration and illegal immigrants. Well, what about the other nations? You don't see them being posting up in Elam, where Elam dwells. You don't see them posting up in Chinatown, where Moab dwells, where even Ham, okay? Where Ishmael, where all these other nations, ICE agents aren't in those particular areas. They're not concerned about it. They're concerned with the tribes. The focus is on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? It says, I will send him against a hypocritical nation. So he's being sent. Esau is being sent against the tribes, not against the other nations. It says, I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. We're seeing the beginning of this. We're in the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble, whether Jake believes it or not. And it's only going to escalate. It's only going to get worse. And you can read Daniel the 12th chapter that speaks about the times, okay, the height of Jacob's trouble. It's going to be like a time which has never been before. And you Jakes have been warned by the prophets that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is set up all over the four corners of the earth. It's high time to wake out of sleep, like the scripture says, because our salvation is nearer than when we believe. Lord willing, now is edifying. To the next time, shalom.